What am I reading? What does the average Idaho State student get on their SATs? Drool. Nice. I'm guessing you have something against Idaho State. I don't know why. So this is an off stream. I'm just trying to learn this game. It took a while to set this up, so I'm just going to try to learn it. And I'm recording it so that way I can go back and rewatch what I did and if I did anything wrong. So I'm going to move this chair out the way here. There we go. Alright, so let's get this started. Let's see, what am I at here? Alright. Cool. Alright, so I watched a quick video of this. I don't know if I've inhaled it all, but we'll see. So each character has their own deck, 30 cards. Well, it's more than 30 because there are cards that have to be in their deck. Okay. And of course, dumb me, I have shuffled in the character card into the deck, which is fine. It's not going to come out. Roland Banks the Fed. Picked him for the muscle. Don't know if that's going to be a good thing or a bad thing, but we'll see. Alright. I got that deck shuffled. Wendy Adams is the other investigator. Let me pull her card out before I mistakenly shuffle it. Alright. So, this is going to be a living card game. The game comes with, I believe, 5 investigators. You can buy different expansions to gain more cards, more stories. This is the base story, the very first one, the easiest one, which doesn't say very much for Arkham Horror. All of them is difficult. When we first got this game, it was very confusing. Of course, it was right at the start of when we started board gaming, so everything was confusing. But since then, we've learned a lot of mechanics, a lot of ways that these companies do the same thing over and over and over again. And I think this one is going to be fairly decent now that we know what we're doing for most of these games. Alright, so I've got her deck. I'm going to be playing 2 characters. Roland Banks and Wendy Adams. Roland for the muscle, Wendy for everything else. Alright. So we're playing The Gathering. There are tokens in a chaos bag here. There's a difficulty setting for this. This is easy because, you know, I'm learning. So let's just keep it easy. So the cool thing about this game is there are going to be locations. Okay, and each location has certain clue amount that comes out into the location. The location leads to other locations. You're basically moving your character card from location to location. Creatures will come out. Bad stuff is going to happen. There is a story to this, so this is the intro game. So, I mean, you're not going to miss much. I'm not going to read all of the story because I am learning this game. So I'm just playing this game to learn it. When we play this game live with Laura, then we'll go through all the story elements and everything like that. So yeah, let's see if we can get this right. The cool thing about this, it comes with a handy little campaign guide for for the start of everything. It does have a campaign setup, which is easy to follow. I think the hardest part of setup is this deck building aspect of it. But yeah. So there is a campaign log, which you log stuff that happens during the campaign, and further campaigns can be changed or altered because of what you've done in previous stuff. So I think that's really cool. Okay, so where do we start here? Put the study location into play. Okay, so that's where we're going to start. So this is the study. This is what we're going to start with. I will read these because it's important. It's not going to really spoil much. So, the study, you've been investigating the strange events occurring in Arkham for several days now. Your desk is covered in newspaper articles, police reports, and witness accounts. So that's going to start right there. Whew, I need coffee. Alright, I think I'm ready. Alright, so here's what's going to happen. We're going to put our investigators into the room. So that signifies that we're in the room together. And I believe whenever you enter a room, you turn it over and something happens. The door to your study has vanished. So that's the problem. The door to the study has vanished. Okay, now on the right here, it tells you how many clue tokens to put down onto this card. So it's 2 per investigator. There are 2 investigators, so that's 4 of them. I believe these are the clue tokens. They're green. So we're gonna do 4. Okay, now we're gonna have a few actions to take during our turns. There is a number on the left side. That is the shroud of the room. That is what we have to use when we're doing tests to investigate the room. Alright, let's see what we gotta do. So the Mythos phase is always the first thing we do. We're going to skip it for the first round. And we're going straight to the investigation phase, which is 3 actions per investigator. Easy enough. Alright, so what do we start with? Okay. Well, it doesn't say how many cards. I think we get 5 cards to start with. The one thing I have issues with these Fantasy Flight games is that they come with 3 different books. And they're all so each investigator draws 5 cards from his or her deck. If the weakness card is drawn at any point during this step, set it aside instead of adding it to your hand. Shuffle it and draw another card. Easy enough. So let's do that. Let's draw 5 cards for Roland. 2, 3, 4, 5. This will be his deck here. keep Wendy's deck right here. So I'm gonna have these all opened up so that way we can see what's going on. Okay. Okay, no weakness cards so far, which is good. So each of these characters have a different specific set of cards that they require, which is the reason why you have to be careful who you choose, because some of these use the same deck, which you can't do. This is a 2-player only game. If you want to play with more than 2 players, then you have to get another game. So let's see if I can do this. What am I missing? So of course we've got a limit of 7 and 7 for Wendy, so she can take 7 damage and 7 horror. Roland, on the other hand, can take 9 health damage and 5 horror. So if any one of these dies or goes insane, we'll figure it out from this Learn to Play book here. So what do we do? Well, how do we start this? Okay. Okay, so these actions here, these tell you what you can do. You can draw a card or gain a resource. I thought we were supposed to start with resources, because that's how you pay to use these cards. Each investigator takes 5 resources. Okay. So we start out with 5. I really wish I'd tell you what you needed to use for skill tests. There should be a cheat sheet for that, shouldn't there? No, you just kind of have to read the whole book. Alright, so to investigate, we're going to need to use the intelligence, I believe, or intellect. Okay. Alright, cool. So let's just get started. Let's see how we do this. So what we want to do is gain these clues. Okay, these clues are going to go to the scenario cards here. Okay, that's what these are. So this requires 2 per investigator. So we need 4 on here to advance. So like I said, I'm not gonna tell the story. We're just gonna play. After every round, during the Mythos Phase, I believe we get a Doom token on here. Once it reaches its max, bad things are gonna happen. So there might be some spoilers, there might not be. But I'm sure by now everyone's played this game and beat it, because we are the last ones to do it. Alright, so choosing a lead investigator. So what we want to do is get some clues. So let's start with Wendy. Well, either of them will do just fine. So we've got 3 actions. So let's go ahead and investigate the room. So the door to the room is gone. We need to figure out how to get out of here. So Wendy's got a hand of some pretty decent cards here. The shroud of the room is at 2. her intellect is at 3. So right now she's passing the skill test. But we have to draw from the chaos bag here when we do a skill test. We can use these cards to add to our skills prior to pulling from the bag. So if you feel like you really need to up your skills for the moment, then you do that prior to pulling from the bag. So as it is right now, I have a perception here. It'll give me +2 in intellect. You can only commit 1 per skill test. So if I commit this card, then I can only commit this card. However, it has a skill on there to where if this test is successful, I'll get to draw a card. So let's go ahead and do that. So it doesn't cost anything because I'm using it for the skills on the side here. Now, if I were to play an event card or something, I would have to pay for it, which reminds me to take 5 resources for everybody. So that's 5 for you, 5 for you. There you go. So that's what that is, perception. So I'm going to commit that for her skill test. Now, with this, since it has 2 of these little intellect icons on there, it'll add +2. So right now my intellect is at 5. So with that, I'll go ahead and pull from the bag. Let's see what happens. Oh, I get an automatic success. That's what that means. Now, I believe when you pull from the bag, you do not replace them. Let's check that out first, though. Where is the bag? Where's the Doom bag here? And I really wish that these things would... Yeah, I honestly don't believe that we put them back into the bag until it empties. But I could be wrong. And I don't want to play this the wrong way. I wish the Learn to Play book would be sectioned off to where it's easy to find these things if you need to, but it is not. Oh, it goes back into the bag. I'm glad that I read that. Alright, cool. So it goes back into the bag. Remember that. This card, though, will be discarded. So that was a success. So this will go into the discard, which I don't have room for here. So let's move this over. This will be my discard right here. And I will have to move some more stuff over. which is fine. You can see all of it. So this will be the discard pile for Roland, discard pile for Wendy. So if this test was successful, I draw a card. Awesome. So I'm back up to 5. So that was one action. It was successful, so I get a clue. She does have a special ability. When you reveal a chaos token, choose and discard one card from your hand to cancel that chaos token and return it to the bag. And then you reveal a new one. And you can only do that once per test your ability. Wow, so if Wendy's amulet is in play, you automatically succeed instead if you get that elder sign. I believe that's what the elder sign means. You automatically succeed. Should probably look that up too. Hey Anne. I'm just learning how to play this game. It's really hard to learn a game when it's got 3 different books to go through. I'm trying. I'm really trying. This is the bad part of, you know, the Fantasy Flight games. I love their games. Don't get me wrong. But, man, going through their books is just a hassle. So, yeah, so that elder sign means that there's an effect on your player card. So it is +0 for me, but if Wendy's amulet is in play, I automatically succeed, which is fine. But I succeeded anyway because I was at 5 for that skill test. So I guess for her next 2, I think getting another clue would be a good thing, I would assume. So what? You can't go to bed? You literally just went to bed, so of course you can't go to bed. Of course that was the young one. It's 9 o'clock, he's supposed to be in bed already. But yeah, that never pans out. Okay, so I really don't have anything that's gonna help me. Most of my stuff has nothing to do with helping me get a clue here, so I'm just gonna try it. So second action, I'm gonna go ahead and test my abilities here. So like I said, the Shroud is at 2. I am at 3 intellect. I am not going to use a card. I will draw from the bag of chaos. As long as I just get a -1, I'll be safe. So let's see. Okay. Oh, a -2. You kidding me? So that drops me to 1. So I have failed the test. Well, that wasn't cool. I can do the same action, right? I believe you can do the same actions. I don't see why you couldn't. Yeah, you can do any of these as many times as you like. So for my last action, I'm just going to go ahead and pull a card. Okay. Alright, so I got an ally. So that ally is going to help me later when I can play it. Playing a card, I believe, is an action too. Yes, and we all get 3. So Wendy has finished her actions. Now it is up to Roland. Alright, Roland. After you defeat an enemy, discover 1 clue at your location. Limit once per round. Okay, good to know. The other sign effect, +1 for each clue on your location. So that's cool. So I have 3 on there right now. Alright, so his cards. So far, I've only got 1 that can help me get a clue. So let's keep that on top and see what happens. So for my first action, I'm going to investigate. Now my intellect is at 3. The shroud is at 2. I'm going to commit deduction. Now I'm going to use it for these little icons on the side. So that's going to give me +1 because there is 1 intellect icon on there. So my intellect right now is at 4. So if I succeed, I can discover 1 additional clue at this location. So this card is going to be good. So let's see what happens. So my intellect is at 4. The shroud is at 2. I have to pull from the doom bag here. So that's what I'm going to do. Now keep in mind, this is the easiest settings possible here. So if I fail, then I fail. It's okay. Ooh, I got a +1. So yeah, that's good. That was a 5. So I definitely pass. Because of this deduction card, I will gain 2 clues. Let's write this card. So 2 clues for Mr. Roland. Which is awesome. So we just need 1 more to progress onto the next story. Which, like I said, I'm not spoiling anything. I'm just playing the game. Story elements are going to come when I play with Laura. Sometime next week or the week after. I don't know. I'm learning this game because when we first played it, it was a disaster. Like I said, we've had a lot of experience playing games now, and I feel like we can grasp this one. Alright, so I have 2 more actions left. We really need to get that 1 last clue, but I don't have a card that can help. I do not. So I feel like what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a card for my second action. That's not going to help me either. You know what? For my third action, I'm just going to go ahead and just go for it. Let's try to get this clue. Okay? So like I said, Shroud is at 2. My intellect is at 3. If I get a -1, I still pass. And that's what I need. All the bad stuff can go away. So let's dive in. Let's see what I get. 0. Sweet. Passed it. Got the clue token. So at any time, we can all pull in our clue tokens onto the story card here. So that's what we're going to do. Now, this is the end of our turn, so we'll just have to remember that. So let me turn this over just to signify that I have ended my turn. So it requires 4, 2 per investigator. So that's what I'm doing. I've got 4. And let's go ahead and give that in. Or better yet, I think we may have to just keep them on here. So we were trapped in this room. We've succeeded in investigating. There is a story to this, but like I said, I'm not going to spoil it. So something happens. We get out of this room. Okay, it's actually pretty cool. I like that. A lot of this stuff is really dark, so I mean that's what you're gonna find in one of these games. So, all right. So put into play the set aside hallway, cellar, attic, and parlor. So that's what we're gonna do. Let me keep this here. Keep these here just in case we need them. I've got them set aside here. I believe, yeah, this is the cellar. Parlor. And you know what, let's put the hallway in the middle. Oh, all of them. Okay, cool. There you go. So that's all of them. Discard each enemy in the study. There are none, which is good. Place each investigator in the hallway. So we are in the hallway. Remove the study from the game. So the study's gone. All right, so let's move the hallway up and just sort of scoot this over. All right, so at this point, we don't know what's behind these doors yet, but we have stumbled into the hallway. So at this point, what you want to do is turn it over, read what it says. 0 tokens go onto this hallway. So no clue tokens go into this hallway. However, this hallway leads to 3 other rooms, and you can see down here, there are little icons. So this hallway leads into all 3 of these rooms, which is pretty cool if you think about it. The shroud in this room, it is warm though. All right, so we have taken our turns. Remove study from the game, we did that. Now Act 2, objective. Ooh, a raid, guys. So our objective here is when the round ends, investigators in the hallway may, as a group, spend the requisite number of clues to advance. So we need 3 per investigator for this one. So that's 6. Okay, so 3 per. Like I said, I'm not going to spoil any of the story. Hey, everybody. Jess, hello. Odd Hour, New York City. What's up? I'm from Queens, by the way. I don't live in Queens, but I'm from there. Starbuck, hello. So I'm learning Arkham Horror LCG. We bought this like 2 or 3 years ago. We played it once. We were like, we can't do this. Now, this was when we first started out board gaming. So since then, we have grown accustomed to a lot of the mechanics, and we're going to try it again. We're going to try it. We failed miserably the first time. Mets fan? To be honest, my whole family is a New York fan. They're Yankee fans. I was a Yankee fan back in the 2000s, but I went back and forth with the Mets and Yankees. I love them both. I can't pick one over the other. Oh snap, we had Room 51 from Brooklyn. Nice. See, I grew up, I actually was born in Brooklyn, Wyckoff Heights. And we actually lived in Ridgewood. So we were literally across the street from the border from Brooklyn and Ridgewood. Then we moved out into Queens. But now I'm in South Carolina, so yeah. But it's cool. I'm glad to meet some people from New York over here on the stream. That's crazy. All right. Now where was I? Okay, the round is over. Enemy phase, there's no enemies out here. So we're good. Upkeep phase, reset action. So we get to reset our player cards. I'm actually wearing a Yankee hat though. See? I gotta tell you, I was a fan of the Mets big time when Mike Piazza was the catcher. I don't know why. I mean, he was good at everything. He was good at catching. He was good at batting. He was just a monster. Yeah, we could talk about sports all day. How's South Carolina? Yeah, it feels like we never encounter another New Yorker board game. He's my favorite player of all time. Got traded to the Mets on my birthday. Nice. Yeah, I was real big into the Mets. Man, but then, you know, when 9/11 happened, you know, that's when the city needed the Yankees to really pull through, and it was such an emotional year for them and for everybody. I think that's when I really, really started to, you know, just love the game of baseball, regardless of who was playing, because of all the fans were just together, you know, during that time, and I never loved baseball anymore at that moment. It was an amazing year for that, and it was also the darkest year. I left right after that, I believe. Right after 9/11 happened, I left a few months to a year after that. So it's been a while since I've been back home. I've been back home a few times. But it has definitely been different. No, you're good. Don't worry about it. I'm just learning. I'm still learning. Like I said, me and my lady are gonna be playing this sometime next week. We're doing spooky games through October. So we've got a few lined up, and we're trying to play this one again. And I am tasked to learn it and then hopefully teach it to her in a way where we can actually win this game. But my turn was over. The enemy phase, nothing happens. Upkeep. Each investigator draws one card and gains one resource. Sweet. So we get an extra card. Hard Knocks. Okay. What about you, Roland? What do you got? Emergency Cash. Alright. What is the hand limit? Is there a hand limit? Is there a Thanks for following, man. I'm trying to learn this game. This Fantasy Flight has 3 different books for this game. Trying to look for hand limit over here, but I wish there was a index. Oh, there is a index. Cool. Hand size 25. Cool. Let's see what we got. Each investigator with more than 8 cards. Okay, cool. That's what I was looking for. So none of us have 8 cards or more, so we're good. So now we go to the Mythos phase. We place 1 Doom on the agenda. So that's bad. It's all bad. Advance agenda if Doom threshold is satisfied. It is not. Each investigator draws 1 card from the top of the encounter deck. This is where the bad stuff happens. So this is the encounter deck right here. So we're going to draw for Wendy first. Oh, that is nasty looking flesh eater. That's what that looks like. So let's go through the anatomy of the card here. This is its strength. Okay. The agility here is on the right, and its health is right in the middle. Okay, so on a turn where it does damage, it's going to do damage based on what's down here. So for this guy, he's got 1 damage and 2 horror. So whenever he attacks, it just goes straight to your damage and horror. There's no fighting it. There's just straight damage. However, when you defeat this guy, you'll get an XP for it, which you use at the end of the scenario. So this guy is going to spawn in the attic. Okay, so that's where that guy's at. So I'm going to spawn him right here. So yeah, that's going to be there. I don't want to go in there. All right, here we go. Why is this in here? That's a flashlight. That shouldn't be in there. Oh, did I pull from here? I'm so dumb. So dumb. Oh, this is even worse. Swarm of rats. Horde of cruel rats skitters forth in an undulating wave of claws, teeth, and mottled fur. That's gross. That's nasty. That's what you guys have in Manhattan. It's all them rats. So I believe this guy attaches to whoever pulls it. So that was Roland. So that's gonna attack Roland. Now the other one says spawn in the attic, so let me see. Let me see if they spawn to whoever drew them. Alright, where are the phases, guys? So that's the investigation phase. We need the monster phase. Where's Mythos phase? Okay. We did the Mythos phase. Player order, each investigator draws the top card. When an enemy card is drawn, the enemy spawns engaged with the investigator who drew the card unless it has a spawn instruction. Okay, so we did that right. So if the enemy has a spawn instruction, it spawns at the location indicated by that instruction. Okay, so we did that right. Alright, we did it good. It was good. So that's there. The swarm of rats is attacking this guy here. So when a enemy is engaged onto a character, they are very limited to what they can do. And if they do anything else, then the enemy gets a attack of opportunity. So it'll do damage. But we don't want that. I could probably take him out. It'd be fine. Alright, so that's it for the Mythos. Investigator Phase. Okay, so we're going to start again. Tell you what, let's start with Roland. Let's see if he can take out the swarm of rats. So it's got a health of 1. So when we fight it, we have to beat 1, because that's what the number is up here. That's the toughness, or the strength. So that's the number we have to beat. No matter what, any attack that succeeds, unless you use a card that changes it, is going to do just 1 damage. Okay, so let's see if Roland has any cards that he can use. I don't want to use anything too powerful, because this isn't really a tough creature. Yeah, I don't want to use anything because it's only got 1 health. So my strength is at 4. It's at a 1. So I think I've got a good chance at beating it. So let's try it. Let's just try natural fighting. So here's what we got to do. We got to draw from the bag. So this is going to modify everything. So let's just hope I don't draw anything horrible, because it'd be bad if a swarm of rats took me out. Alright, I got a +1. So that helps. So I'm at a 5. I'd definitely take him out. So the rats die. Alright, so I am free to pretty much do what I want now. That was an action, by the way. I guess I can move. I should probably move. Tell you what, let's... I really don't want that flesh eater there. I mean, someone's gonna have to take him out eventually. Alright, let's move this guy over to the cellar. Let's see what happens. So this is a move action. This is action number 2. Let's see what happens. Ooh, okay, so some of these have a forced action. Okay, I'm not going to spoil it, though. But for some reason, I am going to take 1 damage. So it's going to happen no matter what. I cannot change that. And I am not going to spoil it for anybody. But I am taking a damage. So let's take 1. I've got 8 left, so I'm fine. I think it'd probably be easier to use some dice for the life counter on this one. Alright, so I've moved here. The shroud is at 4, so it's very high shroud. And we get 4 clues on this card. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what? I mean, the whole game is about getting clues. But let me see if I've got a card that can help with my intellect, because that would really help me out. Yeah, I don't have anything. I have a lot of agility, and that's about it. You know what? I never took a supply from the last turn, so I mean, I gotta do something. Okay. Yeah, I don't have any cards. Unless I could try to just straight go for it. That'll be my second action, though. Let's just try for it. So it's a 4. I'm at a 3. I need a +1 or something. Let's see what happens. Oh, look at that. +1. This bag has been really kind to me. So I did pass. I will gain a clue. Nice. I think I want to play a card though. I've got a ally that I want to play. So here's what an ally is. Guard dog. Alright, so you can see it's got a health and a horror. So anytime I take damage, I can transfer it to this ally. However, it does have a an ability to it. So when an enemy attack deals damage to guard dog, deal 1 damage to the attacking enemy. So it's gonna trade damage back and forth. This number right up here is how much you have to pay to play the card. So that's 3. So that's 3. So I'm paying 3 to bring out this guard dog. So this is an ally of mine. And this is where I'm going to put all my stuff, like right here. Until I have to move everything. Board Game House, what's up? I'm doing a little solo play of Arkham Horror, the LCG. So far, so good. Already defeated a swarm of rats. I've got a guard dog to help out. I've got plenty of cards, plenty of supplies. I've already lost 1 health. Roland's got no more actions left. Hello, everybody. I'm gonna lower the volume on that. That was pretty loud. How are you guys doing? What were you guys playing? I would give you a shout out, but my computer is all the way over there, and I've got coffee and my mic and everything around. So, and none of my mods are in here. It's just me doing a little impromptu solo play of this game. I'm trying to learn how to play it. So far, I'm grasping it. We're gonna be playing this with Misty and me sometime within the next week or 2. So if I can learn this and then teach it to her, we have a good chance at winning. I'm not spoiling anything. I'm not reading any of the story. I'm doing stuff that happens, but I'm not saying what is happening. So this is spoiler free, sort of. If I have to say anything that is gonna spoil it, I will let everyone know before I do it. But yeah. So I've got 1 clue of the 6 needed to continue. Roland has finished his whole turn. I've got a guard dog to help out. So I think I'm doing pretty good. We do have a flesh eater out to play here. So it's right at the attic. None of us want to go over there. But can you blame us? Can you blame us? Alright, so Wendy. Wendy, what are you doing, Wendy? You can't stay in the hallway. I tell you what, Wendy, you are going to the parlor. We're staying away from the attic for right now. If we can get away with not going there, then we're fine. But let's see. So whenever a character goes into a room, you turn the card over, and something usually happens. Sometimes something doesn't happen, but we'll see. Oh boy. So this is pretty gruesome. Like, I'm gonna cover that up. That's pretty gruesome stuff. There's no clues in here, but there is a mess of stuff here. Yeah, so there's nothing here. There's just a mess of demons everywhere, but they're dead though. So I used an action to move in here. In order to move anywhere else, I have to use an action to move back to the hallway to get to the cellar or the attic. So I'm basically going to use all my movement, all my actions to move. I do not want to go to the attic, to be honest with you. I think I need to help Roland in the cellar by getting these clues. But that sucks because I have to move back to the hallway and then back to the cellar. Because these rooms are connected by these little symbols. So this room is connected to the hallway. However, this room is not connected to any of these. So they're in their separate rooms. So basically, I'm using my second action to move up to the hallway. Then my third action to move to the cellar. So we are both here. And unfortunately, that's my whole turn for Wendy. She did not do very much. Alright, so Investigator Phase is done. Enemy Phase. Enemies with the Hunter keyword move towards nearest Investigator. This guy has no keyword on him. He's kind of just hanging out in the attic, which is pretty scary if you think about it. Each engaged enemy attacks. We do not have any engaged enemies, so that's good. Upkeep phase, reset actions. So we're going to flip these. So we are ready to go. And that's it. There's no other cards that need to be flipped over. Each investigator draws one card and gains a resource. Cool. Okay. Leather coat for Wendy. That's an item, armor. So it's going to give her 2 extra health, which is good. That's pretty good. And then for Roland, he's got a flashlight. I knew that was coming up because I pulled that card by accident. But that is an item. It uses 3 supplies, which whenever you play this, you put the supplies on top of the card and you can use it 3 times. Whenever you spend a supply, you get to investigate your location, gets -2 shroud for this investigation, which is good for this one. I'm glad I got this card. Hand limit is 8, so let's check that real quick. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we gain a resource. So Wendy's got all the resources. She needs to start playing cards. Alright, so that's it for that. And then we go to the Mythos Phase. Place 1 Doom on the agenda. Here we go. 1 more and this pops off, which we don't want to happen. Advance agenda if Doom threshold is satisfied. No. Each investigator draws 1 card from the top of the encounter deck. Here's where the bad stuff happens. So here we go. I'm going to draw for Roland first, since he went first during the round. Frozen in Fear. Put Frozen in Fear into play in your threat area. So the first time you perform one of the following actions, it costs 1 additional action. That's horrible. So at the end of my turn, I get to test for my will. And if I succeed, I get to discard this card. But my will is at 3. So I need to really draw the right cards for that. So that's going to go there. Oh boy. Alright, so let's pull for Wendy now. Same thing. Oh, that's so bad. Oh, that is so bad. That's not going to go very well. Okay, so as long as I don't move, these things will not affect me. It's only moving, fighting, and evading that's going to trigger these cards. I don't know why my throat's drying up so much. Alright. Man. Who the heck do I want to start with? Let's start with Wendy this time. I feel like getting these clues are going to be essential. Okay. None of these help. Rio DeLuca is a ally and a criminal. I may take an additional action during my turn. That is pretty good. It requires 6 resources though. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna have to use something though. Yeah, that's the only thing yeah, let's use that. That's a really good card. So that's this guy here. So he's going to give me an additional action during my turn, as long as he's out here. So I need to pay 6 resources. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She is down to 1 resource. We gotta be careful. But yeah, he is now into play for her. And he can take 2 damage and 2 horror. So that is 1 action to play that card. I have no cards that can help me with the test here. But I'm going to try anyway. Let's try. So I'm going to test. I'm going to look for clues here. And I'm going to do it natural. All natural. So her intellect is at 3. The shroud is at 4. So I need to beat 4. Or beat it or beat it. So I'm going to pull from the bag. Let's see what we get. Oh, what is that? It's tentacles. I don't know what that is. Nothing on the card. Oh, let's go to the book here. Oh, okay. Automatic failure, guys. That is an automatic failure. Nothing I could have done to change that. Okay, so that was my second action. I have one more. Man, as much as I hate to do, no. Man, let's try for it again. Let's try for it again. Like I said, I have no cards to help me with this. I think, however, if I'm in the same spot as a investigator, they can commit a card to help me out. The only card that Roland has is the flashlight, which is way better to use as an item than, you know, for the icon. So I am not going to do that. Oh boy. Yeah, let's investigate. So like I said, I need a 4. I'm out of 3. Need a +1 if I can. So let's see what I get. Oh, that's a 0. So I failed twice. Wendy, come on. Well, that sucked. It's okay. We'll get him next time. Roland, I got an idea for Roland. Oh wait, I need to do the skill test for the Frozen in Fear. I do not want to forget that. So I have to test for will. I automatically pass since my will is at 4 and the test is for 3. However, I have to pull from the bag. Let's do it. Let's do it. Come on, give me a 0. Ooh, a -1. You know what? That still passes. That still passes. So this card gets put away. Good. Wendy's good now. She can move. Now we go to Roland. Roland here is going to play the flashlight. So it costs 2 because of that 2 in the corner up here. Oh, he's got so many cards. Let me put your discard over here. Okay, let's put all this stuff over here. So you gotta pay 2, which I can do that. And now I've got a flashlight. Now if you can see, it does have a hand symbol there, so I need a free hand for that, which I do have. I don't have any weapons or anything currently, so that requires 3 uses. So we put these 3 tokens on it, and whenever we use it, we just remove a token. So basically the flashlight has battery life. Okay, so that was my first action. So for an action, I could spend a supply, investigate your location, gets a -2 shroud for this. Good. That's what I want to do. So I'm going to use 1. So the location now has a shroud of 2. So I have to beat 2. I'm at 3. So as long as I don't pull a -2, I'm fine. Or an automatic failure. So let's do this. Okay, here we go. A -1. I'm still good. Still good. So I passed. So I get a clue. Nice. You know, I forgot about his abilities here. After you defeat an enemy, discover 1 clue at your location. I can't remember what he was doing when he beat the rats, or where he was. I want to say he was at the cellar, but I can't know for sure. I'm pretty sure he was there though. But yeah, he did beat the rats after the first Mythos phase. So I kind of feel like I have to take it. Because I defeated an enemy. I discovered 1 clue at the location. So I'm going to go ahead and do that since I did beat the rats. And I'll check later on the playback to see if I did that. Even if I did, it's not going to really hurt much because I still need to get 6 on the card here. Okay, so I've got one more action left. I played my card. I investigated. Might as well investigate again. Let's do it. So I'm going to use the flashlight again. And then I'm going to investigate. So the shroud is at 2. I am at 3. If I get a -2, then that's not good. Then I will fail. So let's shake the bag up a little bit and see what happens. I got a +1. This bag has been nice. So I passed. I get another clue. So I'm at 4. We need 2 more. However, that is the last of my turns. There is one room left that we have to go to, which the Flesh Eater is currently guarding. So that sucks. The other bad thing is the Mythos Phase is going to trigger the agenda. So that's going to be bad. However, let's just keep going. Alright. Investigator's done. Enemy Phase. Enemies with the Hunter keyword, which we do not have any. Each engaged enemy attacks. None are engaged. We go to the upkeep. Reset actions. So we're going to reset our cards. Already all exhausted cards. None are exhausted. Each investigator Draylin with the raid. What are you doing? Well, I know what you're doing, but you guys didn't have to raid. I'm just trying to learn this game here. So we're going to draw 1 card and gain a resource. Good, because Wendy does not have much. Oh, geez. This is a bad looking card. Look at that thing. Oh, that's so gross. Let me check her hand limit here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, I'm right at 8. Oh, I guess she's got to start using cards. Alright, she got her resource. Roland. Unexpected Courage. That's a good card. It's got 2 wild icons there, so we could use it for anything. And you will get a resource. So let's recap on what's going on so far. We've got the clues from this room. We've got one more room to go to, but it's guarded by a Flesh Eater. It's a bad guy. I've got a guard dog and Leo DeLuca, who is a criminal. They are helping out here. Roland's got 1 health knocked off of his, so he's got 8 left, which is fine. So yeah, so far so good. I think I'm doing okay. Wendy here though is low on resources, so I'm gonna have to fix that. Resources are good for card playing. That's it, as far as I can remember. So we're done with that. We will go to the Mythos Phase now. Place 1 doom on the agenda. This is where the game ends. No, it doesn't. Yeah, I need the caffeinate for real. I'm doing okay. I'm not spoiling any of the story. I'm just sort of talking to myself, you know, going through the sequences, learning the rules, so that way I can teach Misty how to play this. So far I'm getting a good grasp on it. I feel like I'm doing okay. I've had to look through the book a few times, which is always not a good thing, especially with the Fantasy Flight people. And there are 3 books of doom here. So yeah, the agenda has been triggered. So we will move this. I am not gonna spoil the story. So what happens here is it reaches its threshold, which is 3. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna read the backside. It's gonna have a little bit of story, and then it tells you what to do. So this one requires the lead investigator to decide of one of 2 choices. So the lead from the last round was Wendy. Either... Oh, I'm not going to read this. Oh man, that is a hard decision. That is really hard. I don't want to do either of these. Holy crap. Okay. Alright, yeah. I'm gonna have to. Alright. Here we go. So I basically chose one evil over the other. God, I really hope I don't discard anything horrible. It's okay. It's one of those cards I could have used, though. Especially with that Flesh Eater coming out over there. God knows what's going to come out next, though. So, I'm kind of worried. Alright. Alright, let's see. Ah, the worst one that I could possibly have drawn. I just got that card. Man. That sucked. I hated doing that. Okay. So that triggered, then we go to the next one, Rise of the Ghouls. So this one requires 7. So we have some time before that triggers. Okay, we still need 6 to proceed to the next act. We've got 4. However, to get there, I believe we have to go to the attic, which, like I said, is guarded by this ugly thing here. This gross looking guy. So let's just go ahead and do it. Tell you what, let's start off with Roland. He's quite the fighter. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move. Wait a minute, I forgot to do his test for the Frozen in Fear. It's okay. His will is at 3. The test is at 3. Let's see what happens. Because if I move with that here, it's gonna make my movement cost more. So let's see what happens. Oh, I got a +1, so I passed it. So that card goes away. So I was supposed to do that last round. Okay. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I still got something to do on the Mythos. So never mind that. So here we go. I'm glad I didn't forget this. So we're gonna pull 2 cards from the encounter deck, 1 for each investigator. So we're gonna start off with Wendy first. Dissonant Voices. Okay. So this is gonna last for 1 round. This is not so bad, but I'm not gonna be able to play assets or events. So that's what that does. Which is fine. Actually, it's not fine. Because of this guy. But let's go ahead and pull for Roland now. Oh, geez. Grasping Hands. So this is a hazard. So I have to test for agility. For each point you fail by, take 1 damage. Oh, hell no. I don't want to do that. Oh, do I have something to help me? I believe I do. I have to. Okay, yeah, I do not want to fail this. So I'm going to commit a card to help me. I knew this card would come in handy. Manual Dexterity. So I'm going to play this. I'm not going to play it, but I'm going to use it for its icons on the side here. You can do this for any test before you draw from the Chaos bag. If this is a success, I get to draw another card. So I get 2 additional agility to my 2 that I already have for Roland. So that's 4. And I need to pass with 3. So let's pull from the bag. So right now I'm at a +1. As long as I don't get a -2, I think I'm fine. So let's see. Oh, what does that mean? It's a skull. So some of these icons are on the gathering card here. So that means -X, where X is the number of ghoul enemies at your location. There are none. Cool. Alright, so I passed. Nice. So I passed that test. Fully passed it. Great. So yeah, that's all that is. Just a test. So I didn't take any damage from that. Good. Good. So that is the end of the Mythos phase. So we go to the Investigator phase, which is what I was doing earlier. So Roland, you are moving into the attic, and God help you. 1 action, 2 actions. So here's what's going to happen. So the Flesh Eater will attach to me since I am there. I do have 2 actions that I have taken. I have 1 left. But first, we're going to have to see what is in this attic. And like I said, I will not spoil it. Okay. Great. The Shroud is at 1, which is good. However, I'm forced to take a hit. So that's that. If I put it on my guard dog, it will die. We don't want that. Alright, so the clues in here are going to be 4. It's 2 per investigator because that's what it says on the card. So there's 4 here. We need 2 more to proceed to the next act. So potentially I could do it here. However, I'm going to have to fight first. So let's see what I got. Let's see what cards I can use. Roland's got some resources, so I could do that. Wait, this is not Roland's deck. What am I doing? Here we go. Roland's got a machete. However, I'd have to play this card to do that. Okay. Alright, Vicious Blow. That's going to be the card. So I'm going to attack this Flesh Eater. So Vicious Blow, right there, that's going to add 1 to my skill test. If it succeeds, the attack deals 1 extra damage. So it's going to be 2 damage if I can succeed here. Now, my strength is at 4. I need a 4 to pass, which is good. That's what I got. This will give me an extra 1, so I'm at 5. So as long as I don't draw a -2 or a automatic failure, I should be fine. So let's see what happens. Come on. Give me something. +1. Okay. That's awesome. So I hit this guy super hard. Because of this card, normally it would do only 1 damage, but because of this card, it does 2. So this guy takes 2 damage. It does have a health of 4, so it's still alive. Which, it might not be for very long, but we'll see. So what happens when you move into a spot with an enemy that's attached to someone else? That's something we're gonna have to deal with, I'm assuming. Okay. It does say to engage. That's something. But it doesn't say anything about other I might just have to use the other book. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go to the rules reference here. Let's see. This book is huge, by the way. Let's go to the back. Let's see what we've got here. Jeez, I need to drink something. I'm getting excited because I'm getting close to winning something here by myself. Enemy engagement 10. Let's see what it says. Because if I can move into that spot and not get engaged by that flesh eater with Wendy, then I could get some tokens. Oh, so if I move with the enemy engaged with me, it moves with me. So it doesn't really say anything about it, at least not right now. Not that I can find. So anytime a ready, unengaged enemy is at the same location as an investigator, it engages that investigator and it's placed in the investigator's threat area, which is what that is. There are multiple investigators at the same location as a ready, unengaged enemy. Follow the enemy's prey instructions to determine which investigator is engaged. There's no limit on the number of enemies that can be engaged with a single investigator. Okay, but what about another investigator moving in with an engaged investigator? That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, I'm gonna have to read into that. I'm gonna have to read into that because I don't know. I'm assuming if you attack that monster, it automatically engages to you. But as for right now, if I move into this location, since this enemy is already engaged to Roland, I can pretty much do what I want, since it's not focused on Wendy. So I'm going to play it that way, and if I'm wrong, I will fix that when we play next time. So Wendy's going to move twice. So 1, 2. She has 1 action left. Since Roland is engaged, he is the focus on the Flesh Eater. She is going to investigate over here. So the Shroud is at 1. I have a really good chance. I'm not going to use a card because it's at 1 and my intellect is at 3. So I have a very high chance of getting a... Ooh, my dog is active. I think someone's here. Misty may be here. I should probably turn the light on outside. It's raining. -1. But I'm still good because my intellect is at 3. The Shroud is at 1. I passed. So I'm going to gain a clue. 5 clues. I need 1 more. So that ends the Investigator phase. Enemy phase. Enemies with the Hunter keyword. We don't have any. Engaged enemy attacks. So this is what's going to happen. So as you can see down here, well, I showed this earlier, but it has an attack or a damage value. So whenever this creature attacks, it does 1 damage to your health and 2 damage to your sanity. So I'm going to take another health damage. So I'm at 2 there. And 2 more of the sanity. So I'm going to put this back and get a 3. So I'm at 3 now. So he's got 2 more sanity left. I need to do something about that. And I don't know what. How do I heal? Is there a way to heal? Let me read the back here. Is there healing? Health and healing, 12. Is there an active healing? That is a good question because I need to figure that out. Heal is an instruction to remove. Okay, if a card is healed for more damage or horror than it currently has on it, remove as much as indicated. Okay, I need a card to heal myself. Question is, did I put any in the deck? I don't know. Okay, so that happened. And then that's it. So we're going to reset actions. Ready all exhausted cards. We don't have any. Oh, but my dog will do a damage if it attacks the dog, which I did not put towards because I should probably do that. So instead of doing 1 damage to me, I'm going to put it on the dog here. So because when it damages the dog deals 1 damage back. So, alright, good idea. So now it's at 3. So it has 1 health left. Alright, good. I'm thinking right now. So this goes back. I forgot that was there. Alright, this goes away because it was at the end of the turn. That was only till the end of the round. So each investigator draws a card and gains a resource. Cool. She is going to gain lucky. So this has a term called fast. So this will not take an action to play. So this is good. Alright, that's cool. I get a resource. I should probably save my resources for that card. And you drew a knife. Let's count your cards here. 1, 2, 3, 4. What about you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm at my limit here. And I gotta get you a resource. I made hot link beanie weenies with jalapeno ranch style. Man, that sounds awesome. Hey, Time Roller. So I'm getting a grasp on this. I'm doing fairly well. However, Mythos Phase. Here we go. So I'm going to place a Doom on the agenda. 6 more and that will trigger. I do not plan on having that trigger. Each investigator draws a card from the top of the encounter deck. Okay, so we're going to draw one for Roland right now. So let's do Roland. Crypt Chill. It's a hazard, so I have to test for will. Oh no. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, that totally sucks. All right, let's try. Do I have anything that can help me? I need one with a... Nope, I don't. Okay, so my will is 3. I need 4. So I need a +1. Let's see. This bag has been good to me for a while, so we'll see what happens. Oh, automatic failure. Oh no. Oh, that sucked. Oh, if I fail, bad stuff happens. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I have to lose my flashlight. Oh, man. Ew. Man. It's okay. It's okay. All right, Wendy, you're up. Ancient Evils. Are you serious? Place 1 Doom on the current agenda. Okay, so that's really shortening my time. So that's 2 on the agenda. So 5 more. Great. Well, at least no creatures came out, which is fine. But I tell you what, we're in the investigation phase. So you know what that means? It means I get to fight. I am going to fight with... Oh. Alright, these are assets I have to use. Steph with the raid. Hey guys. I know this is not a normal stream. I'm learning this game. I'm doing pretty good. How are you guys doing? Thanks for coming in. Thanks for hanging out. I have 1 card that I can use to help me, but I don't want to. I think I can take this guy out if I can draw a card right, because these are assets that I can use. I'm going to need them. So I'm just going to try to fight this Flesh Eater here without using cards. You played it, was not a fan. We also were not fans of it when we first got it. We were so confused by everything that's been going on with this game. And we decided to give it another try because, you know, the whole spooky October thing that we're doing. So we're going to try to give it another try. This is not spoiling anything. I am not reading any of the story. I am just playing it. I am reading it to myself because we have already played this all the way through. We just did not win. But You weren't confused, but we were. We were. Have you seen the rule book? Look at the rule reference book. Look at all these pages. I'm not trying to, you know, have anyone scared of it or anything, because, I mean, it's a good game if you like story games. And so far, I'm doing pretty well. But like I said, we've already gone through this first story here, but we just never won. Yeah, I had to read it. Yeah. If I had to choose between this and Arkham Horror, the board game, I would probably choose Arkham Horror, the board game. It's way better. This one, I mean, I would play this. However, I'd rather play it with more players. Like this, the one game, the card game, needs just 2 players. To play more than that, you need 2 different boxes, because each of these investigators uses a certain set of cards, and a lot of the time you can't play with 3 people because those 2 investigators are using the cards that a 3rd player would need. But yeah, I do love the board game better. However, I do have a softness and a love for everything Cthulhu. So no spoilers in this. Ooh, what was I testing for? Oh, I was fighting. So my strength is at a 4. The flesh eater is at a 4, so I have succeeded because of that 0. So during every test, you have to pull from this bag of doom. Okay, there's -1s, there's automatic failures, there's successes, there's a whole bunch of stuff in the bag. You can mitigate your chances of passing through using these cards, which is fun, but you're going to be wasting the skills that are on that card if you do that. Alright, bye Michael. Thanks for coming in, guys. So yeah, I'm almost done here, I think. I'm about to take this flesh eater out, which I have done. Okay, I passed the test. So I take you out to dinner, and then I leave you at the restaurant. So you are going back here. So far... Oh, I forgot. After I defeat an enemy, discover 1 clue at the location. I can do that, and that is my number 6. So that's a double whammy right there. So what we can do now, since we have 6, is we can complete this. So 6 clues, 2, 4, 5, 6 between 2 players. Done. And now we continue the story here. But like I said, I'm not going to spoil it. So I'm just going to read it to myself. I'm going to give you a general clue on what's going on, but I'm not going to read the story fully. Oh, I can't do that. And I'll tell you why. So what did you have? You had only 1. I need to be in the hallway to do that, because of the objective here. So, which is fine. 4, 5. Okay, so we have 6 in between us. Cool. So that was my first action, was to fight. I fought. I used my ability to gain a clue after I defeat an enemy. I still have 2 more actions. So the best thing I can do, since the veil is really low here, I'm going to investigate. And for that, I need my intellect. So that's at 3. The veil is at 1. Alright, let's see what happens. Oh, what is that? What happens with that? So -1. If I fail, I take 1 horror. And Laura's making all the noise. Sorry. All right. Yep, that's definitely Kennedy, the dog. Oh god, he's so noisy. What the heck was I doing? Okay, -1. So the veil is at 1. I'm at 3. -1 is 2. I still pass. I did not fail, so I don't have to take a horror, which is good. I do gain another clue. And with my last action, I will move up to the hallway. Alright, so that's the last of his actions. I feel like Wendy should just move up and just finish this. So that's what I'm going to do. Let's move Wendy up. So that's a move for 1 action. So this is not an action to get all these clue tokens. So there's 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let's get yours. So we do have 1 left over, which is good. We can use that for the whatever we need. Okay, so we are in the hallway. We have put 6 clue tokens onto the Act 2. So we're going to turn this over. I'm not going to read the story. So I was not supposed to turn this over earlier. I should have readed the card. Read it is not the word. Should have read the card. The whole card. So I could not have gone into the parlor earlier, which didn't really reveal anything, but it does now. So there was a barrier around the parlor. We could not go in there, but now it has been lifted. So we put the set aside Lita Chandler into play. So that's what I have on the side here. That's her. She's somebody important apparently. So let's move these to the side. Spawn the ghoul priest in the hallway. Oh, that's where we're at. So the ghoul priest will spawn in the hallway, which is bad because there's 2 of us there. The prey is the highest strength, which is going to be Roland. Okay. And it's got the retaliate clue word. I don't know what that means, but I'll look that up when we get to it. I think it hits you back when you do damage to it. Oh god, he's moving everything. Alright, so Wendy still has 2 actions. So we can get Lita Chandler to help us somehow. I don't know what we need her for. Oh, the dog's with the squeaky toy now. Okay, so when we control her, she gains... Each investigator at your location gets +1 strength. So when an investigator at your location successfully attacks a monster enemy, that investigator deals +1 damage. Okay, so that's what we need her for. She's going to be doing some damage. So how do we gain control of her? So she used an action, right? Or did she not? Yeah, she moved up. Doing the clues was not an action. She moved up, so let's move her down here. So that's action number 2. So let's see what happens. So let's move her here right now. She's in this room. So there's 2 actions in this room. You can either resign, which will make you flee in panic. I don't know what that's for. While controlling Lita Chandler, while Lita Chandler is not controlled by a player, she gains an action to parlay. So you test for your intellect, I believe, to take control of her. Okay, so let's do that. I have 1 action left. I'm gonna try to parlay. My intellect is at 3. No, yeah, 3. Do I have a card that can help me? Do I not have a card? How do I not have a card? Oh. I do have a card that can help, but I need to fail for it to help me. And I keep forgetting I have Leo DeLuca, so I have an extra action to take. Okay, let's try it. Let's try. So, testing for intellect, I've got 3. I need 4 to pass. So, depending on what happens, let's see what... Rolling right? No. No, it's not rolling right. She's food for the Elder God? Oh, you gotta be kidding me here. So I got a -1. Not good. So my intellect is at 2. I needed a 4. However, I can play this card. It is fast, so that means it's not an action. I'll have to spend 1 resource to do it. Fast. Play when you would fail a skill test. Get +2 to your skill value for that test. So, that allows me to pass. So I passed, thanks to that card. Okay, so now we are in control of her. So that's good. So while we control her, each investigator at the location gets +1 strength. Alright, so for my last action, because of Leo DeLuca, I have 1 extra one. I will move her up to the hallway. Alright, so let's see what the next act. So for the next act, the Ghoul Priest must be defeated. So that's what we have to do. So that was her. That was her action. So we are at the enemy phase here. And it's going to attack Roland. Okay, so the Ghoul Priest has a health of 5 per player. So he's at 10. That is very high. the other thing is that he's going to do a lot of damage to me that's going to drive me insane. So I feel like I'm going to die here. But let's see if we can mitigate that. Let's see what we can do. The dog's got 2 more health left. It's only got 1 horror that I can take. So this priest is going to do 2 damage and 2 horror. So that's not good. So I'll take 1 more horror. 1 more damage. And 1 horror, which will put me at 4, which my limit is 5. So that's not good. And then I'm going to put a damage on the dog. So when an enemy attack deals damage to the guard dog, it deals 1 damage to the attacking enemy. So that. And then I'm going to put the horror onto the dog, which will take it out completely. So the dog goes away. That's all it's going to do. So it did something. It didn't kill me. Oh boy. So that was that. So we go to the upkeep now, which we will do this. Man, I need to heal. What happens when someone goes insane? Each investigator draws 1 card and gains a resource. Cool. Okay. And then I'll get a resource. Are you at your limit? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You are. You're going to draw a card. Dynamite. Ooh. Choose either your location or a connecting location. Deal 3 damage to each enemy and to each investigator at the chosen location. That's horrible. I'm not going to be able to use that because it's going to kill someone. It's going to kill me. Actually, no, that would be okay. That would not do as much damage as I think it's going to do. And then you get a resource. Alright, so that was that. I checked hand sizes, we're fine. So we go to the Mythos Phase. Place 1 doom on the agenda. Great. Okay. We did not advance the agenda. Each investigator draws 1 card from the top of the encounter deck. Okay, so we're going to start with... oh, man. Let's start with Roland. Grasping Hand. So I have to test for agility. For each point you fail by, take 1 damage. I don't... Do I have anything that can help me? I do. Okay, so my agility is at 2. I need a 3 to pass, so I'm going to put this card in to gain +1 agility. So I'm using this card for that icon and not for anything else. So I'm at 3 agility. I need 3, but I do have to pull from the bag. Yeah, I am playing 2 characters. Playing with 1 would lead to utter defeat before I even got to this point. What the heck is this now? Are you... Oh, come on. -2 if there is a ghoul enemy at your location. Take 1 damage. So that's gonna do two things to me. I'm gonna take a damage. So I'm at 3 now. I might as well just take it at number 3. And it's gonna put -2 to my test, which will make me fail. So I was at 3. So now I'm at 1, so I have to take 2 damage. Not good. 3, 4, 5. I'm at 4. I have 4 health left. Oh no. Okay. So that was that. Now let's pull for Wendy. Ancient Evils. Place 1 doom on the current agenda. Oh. No. It's at 4. Alright, so that's it. I did everything there. Alright, let's just go all out crazy on this guy. So while I'm engaged with an enemy, I can only do a few actions. I can only fight, evade, or activate a parlay or resign ability, which is on this card here. Which I can't do because I'm not over there. So oh man, I need a 4 to evade. I'm not gonna be able to do that. So I'm gonna have to just attack, just straight up attack. But so if you do anything besides attack and evade and all that other stuff, you have to take damage, and that would completely kill me. Get an annulment? No. So man, I can't commit to anything. However, because Lita Chandler is in our control here, each investigator at the location gets +1 strength, so that's good. Plus we get +1 damage when an investigator at the location successfully attacks a monster. So we're gonna be doing some damage if we can pass, but that's the problem. So also, if you can help the teammate by committing a card from your hand to help them. So that's also a thing. Alright, so obviously I'm going to fight. I have to know what retaliate does though. Let's look that up real quick. Retaliate 18. What does that do? Because that might change my option here. Each time an investigator fails a skill test while attacking a ready enemy with the retaliate keyword, after applying results for the test, the enemy performs an attack against the attacking investigator. An enemy does not exhaust after performing a retaliate attack. This attack occurs whether the enemy is engaged with the attacking investigator or not. Okay. So if I fail, that's what that does. Okay, big pressure. So luckily I'm at 5 strength right now. I need a 4 to pass the test. Do I need help fighting this thing? Yeah. So Wendy is gonna help. She's gonna commit this card, Hard Knocks. That's gonna give me +1 strength and +1 agility. The dog does damage if it takes damage. The dog is gone. I already used that ability the first time. So the dog is completely gone. It did not make it. So she's gonna help with that. So he's gonna attack with a strength of 6. So let's pull from the bag. Now you can only commit 1 card to help. So as long as I don't get a complete failure, then I can do some damage. Alright, +0. So I successfully attack. So this goes in her deck here. So it does 1 damage initially. And because of her, it does 1 extra damage. So 3, that's 2 damage in 1 turn. Okay, cool. Let's just keep fighting. I feel like that's a thing. So we'll keep on fighting. So that was 1 action. My second action for Roland is to fight again. Now, can I help in any way? I can. I really shouldn't, though. Oh, man. Okay. This event is so good. Okay, I can't use that one. Alright. So she's going to help again. She's going to commit this card to increase my attack by 1. So I'm at 6 again. Let's keep going. Let's keep doing it. It's a Hard Knock Live, yeah. Let's keep going. Let's see what happens. Oh, jeez. Okay, -2. So 6, 5, 4. I still pass. I still pass the test. However, if there's a ghoul enemy at the location, I take 1 damage. That is a thing. So I'm at 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. I have 3 health left and 1 horror left. So I'm doing 2 more damage. So he's at... So that would make it a 5. So let's take 1 away. Add a 3. So he's at half damage. 5 more hits and that's it. 5 more. Oh man. I think I can do this. Okay, let's 1 more action with Roland. I'm gonna fight again. Can you do anything? Yeah, let's go ahead and use... Roland's gonna help himself, so this is gonna go away. You're gonna commit this card to give you 6 strength. So let's do it. See what happens. -1. Okay. That still passes. That's still a pass. 2 more damage. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So do another 3. 3 more hits, and that's it. We're done. Alright, so that's the end of Roland's turn. Wendy is up. Now, Wendy's not engaged to the Ghoul Priest. So she can play her cards. So this is what she's going to do. She's going to play Backstab. She's going to spend all 3 of her resources. So this is an event. It's going to allow me to fight. And this attack is going to use her agility instead of strength. So this attack deals +2 damage. Okay, so this is not a fight action, so it's not going to do the original 1 damage. At least I don't think so. Let me see for sure. Because this fight is a keyword, it's not an action. Let me see. I think I'm right about that. I can't remember for sure. Fight is an action an investigator may take during his or her turn. But that is a keyword though. Or is that an action? It might actually be the action. So keywords is the ability 3 here. Some abilities have bold action designations such as fight, evade. Activating such an ability performs a designated action as described in the rules, but modified in the manner described by the ability. So it is an action. So it's going to do the +1 damage. So if I can succeed in this one, then this guy is dead. There's nothing left of him. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to pay my 3. Alright, this is going to go away. I keep forgetting that's there. Backstab. So it's I'm going to fight. This attack uses agility, so it's at 4 currently. So I don't get the bonus from this. So I'm stuck at 4 here. I can, however, commit a card to increase my ability, which I'm going to do. So I'm going to play this for the action here. And I'm going to commit this to increase my agility by 2. Okay, so that's what that's going to do. Alright, so let's fight. So my agility is at 6. If I can do this, it's going to do 3 damage. And it's dead. It's gone. It's all up to this. Come on, Wendy. This is for all of it. You can do it. You can do it. As long as I don't pull the automatic failure, we're good. If this in here is the automatic failure, I might just end the whole stream right here. Oh, it's a skull. What does that do? -X. X is the number of ghoul enemies at your location. Okay, there's only 1, so I still passed. Oh my god. I am sweating so bad right now. Okay, so that's a 5 I have passed. So it's gonna do 2 damage for the initial. It's gonna do overkill regardless. So if I'm playing this wrong, and fight is just the action that I can take and not. Either way, it's gonna do lethal damage because of her. If I didn't have her, it'd be different. So because she is here with us, she's gonna do +1 damage